fresh off their 6-game road trip, LeBron and the Lakers are back home and ready to bring the good vibes back to LA and the home fans. Austin Reeves is averaging 20 points and 6 assists in his last 6 games. 5 of those are wins by the purple and gold. And who's hotter than Luka Doncic right now? The league's leading scorer, the first since Michael Jordan to average 40 during a 6-game road trip. Tip-off coming up in 1 hour right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. As we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Alec Clifton alongside the Hall of Famer, big game James Worthy, the 3-time champ Danny Green. How are we feeling?
Good. We're feeling good up until we saw that last score on March.
Yeah.
The Johnnies had them. The referees got involved.
The Duke game, yeah.
And then the Dukies.
The game's like, where are we going with this?
Advanced.
Man,
so I was good until I saw. I mean, I'm still good.
Still
but
good.
That just cut a little stain on the day.
The moment.
Yeah.
A lot of free throws for Duke.
Yeah.
We're all paying attention, just so you know.
Just saying.
All right, well, let's lighten the mood. Let's make it a little bit better. We get things started with a look at the Western Conference standings entering tonight's game. You should feel pretty happy about this as far as where the Lakers are sitting, a game and a half above the 4th seed Denver Nuggets. The Lakers, the 3 spot in the Western Conference, well above that play-in line with just 9 games to go in the regular season. What's not to love about that? But for now, we check in. We waste no time with Lakers reporter Mike Trudell. He is joining us from Crypto.com Arena. First on the floor, as always. Welcome home, Mike. I saw you yesterday, but welcome back.
That's right. Thank you very much, Allie. It was a pleasure to see you and Analyst Geeter in the studio last night, and that's always one of my favorite shows to do. Just let him rip. You guys know how that works. In this case, getting back down here, so JJ made it very clear to us, look, Duke is playing right now. It is late in the second half, so he wanted to try and get through this presser as quickly as possible. So I tried to comply and ask my questions very quickly, but of course we did need to start with Marcus Smart, just checking in to see how that ankle is doing, and then also just figuring out what that's going to look like today. The Lakers coming off of the long road trip, a very successful one, albeit at 5-1, and how they can carry that momentum into tonight's game against Brooklyn. So here's JJ.
He's making improvements. He's going to be still day to day. I mean, that's the hope. Again, he took 2 hits, one to the one fall that kind of banged his hip up, and then the fall on his ankle. So, but he's improving. And
then just the consistency with Luka and the scoring right now. How much does that raise the floor of just everything else that has to happen on offense?
Well, I think we've seen over the last few weeks, just he's gotten full keys, control. He's the engine, and he's driving a lot of what we're doing on the offensive end.
JJ, when you've been gone this long on the trip, what's the biggest challenge teams face, and you guys will face coming back?
This game in particular, it's another road trip game. It's just the next city. Looking forward to being home and sleeping in our own beds for a few days and having 2 days off for the first time in season since December 26th and 27th. So that's the challenge. It feels like another game on the road trip when you come back home and it's only a day between games.
JJ, you've often talked about building championship habits throughout the season. During this recent stretch of success, what have been the main areas of growth in that department?
I would go back to something that's not like a tactical thing. It really is just our ability to bend and not break, and our ability to just play the game. Whatever the game is dictating, we're going to play that game. And that sometimes means less shots. It means changing defenses. It could just mean a number of things, and we just have played the game in front of us. That to me is a habit. It's not trying to manipulate things or trying to look ahead to the next game or oh, we got down 10, we'll just we'll give up. Like those things were all happening earlier in the season. They're just not happening right now.
All right, guys, there's JJ Redick. So, look, we know one thing for sure. This young Brooklyn Nets team is going to play very hard. They are experienced. You're going to see a mix of G League guys and a lot of the rookies that have been playing. And the Lakers, of course, did take care of them rather handily in Brooklyn back in early February. But bottom line, they have to make sure that it's not the relax once you get home after the long road trip. And the way that they've been playing lately, I don't think we're too worried about that. But we'll see.
Indeed, I agree with you, Mike Trudell. We appreciate it so much. We're heading on to the Laker current injury report As it stands right now, both Luka Doncic and Rui Hachimura are expected to play after being upgraded to available. DeAndre Ayton, he's off the injury report. Good news there. However, Marcus Smart, he's still dealing with an ankle contusion. He will not suit up. And on the net side, Michael Porter Jr. is out. He's dealing with a hamstring strain. So the Lakers are 25-3 versus teams below 500. The Nets have the second worst record in the East. And as Mike Trudell just kind of alluded to, Big Game, I'll start with you. Teams like this who have nothing to lose oftentimes become a little bit more dangerous. How do you kind of manufacture that urgency to be ready?
Yeah, it's spoiler time. You know, it's just like these teams who have nothing to lose. They have vacation going. They love nothing but to come in and beat the Lakers, and and plus a lot of guys do have pride. You know, a lot of guys are disappointed that they haven't achieved anything, and they still want to come out and play hard. So yes, you have to be really careful. The Lakers' attitude, it should be, hey, we accomplished what we needed to on the road. Now this is phase 2 of that goal. Let's finish it up with a strong finish before we get a break before the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could be very dangerous. Like, a team full of young guys that are trying to prove themselves, trying to earn a contract. Like, this can be, it's not like a wounded animal. This could be a very dangerous situation if you let it become that. You got to throw the first punch and then keep punching, but force them to throw on the white flag, make them quit by getting out on them early. But if you give a young group or some confidence, then it could be a game, and then, again, any given night, anything can happen. Anyone can beat you. Obviously, you see that record and the stats when it's the Lakers facing teams below 500. But when you think about the last stretch of games, Big Game, they've won 13 of the last 15. They've beat teams below 500. They've beat teams above 500. And I feel like we're going to talk about this a lot in many different forms. But over the next 9 games, the next couple of weeks, are there any question marks still left that you need answered from this team as they prepare for the postseason? The only question mark I have now is, are they capable of sustaining something that they've started? They have a really good identity now on the defensive end, something that they've been, searching for. And when they finally got all the pieces on the floor together and they got healthy, I think they, got some reps together. They started to show, and this guy right here, LeBron, taking on a whole nother role and still being able to be a major contributor. No, I don't have any more questions at this point. I think that the role players are coming in. Jake, and even when Vanderbilt gets some minutes, Max is now healthy. So my only question now is, can they sustain it and on into the playoffs? I'm with Big Game. Not many concerns, not many questions. They've shown and proven. The biggest thing for me is which X factors are going to be able to show up in the playoffs. And the one that I'm thinking of, not just the X factor, but one of the lead guys is Austin Reeves. Like, he had a good showing in Memphis some years ago. But the biggest reason why people were, not saying he's not a max guy yet, because he hasn't proven it in the postseason. Last year, Minnesota, I think the year before that, Denver, where he had some tough outings. So if he can play the way he's been playing regular season, they should be fine. And those other guys, whether it's Marcus Smart one night, or it's Ayton, or Jackson Hayes, or Rui, if one of those guys step up every other night, then they should be able to sustain what they have going on. You want to be as healthy as possible. Marcus Smart is the guy that you really want healthy when it comes to the postseason. Yeah, load management for him anytime he wants it. Indeed. Lakers and Nets tip things off at 7:30 right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Luke Kennard delivered one of the highlights of the Lakers' 6-game road trip with the game-winning 3 in Orlando. Kennard shooting 48% from deep with 9 games left to play this season. LeBron's not just aging like fine wine, he's evolving. Are we watching him rewrite how superstars win late in their careers? That's next.